6.2 Personal Packet. Just as you submitted a presentation packet for your group presentation, you will submit a personal packet with an annotated bibliography, a grid, and an outline in preparation for your position paper. Much of what you read, annotated, and organized as part of your group work is directly relevant to your position paper. However, the structure and format of the submission, in addition to the fact that you will not be working with a group, is different. If you have been maintaining your personal bibliography and grid, it shouldn't take much time to prepare them for submission, and they can support the construction of your outline. Your annotated bibliography should include annotations for all the sources you read. The content you provided for the group annotated bibliography can be included directly in your individual annotated bibliography. In preparation for your paper, you will likely need to include new source material in addition to the sources you brought to the group presentation. Feel free to use sources that other peers in your class used for the group presentation, but you should read and annotate the source on your own. Using your peers' writing directly or paraphrasing them without reading the sources is plagiarism and/or academic dishonesty. Your annotated bibliography should include the 5 sources that will be used in your position paper. Any additional sources that you read and reviewed, including the sample sources we read together, should also be included even if they will not be used in your position paper. At least 8 total sources should be included in the annotated bibliography. The annotations you wrote for any shared sources can be included, but do not include material written by any of your peers in your packet. A strong annotated bibliography will include strong annotations from diverse sources that show the breadth of your overall research. The personal packet should also include a link to your personal grid, which should include all the sources in your annotated bibliography and show your work, not the work of your peers, in relation to each source. Any other research notes you have collected in reference to your position paper can be included in any form, and any other elements assigned by your instructor should be included within or in addition to the annotated bibliography and grid. Finally, your personal packet should include your outline for the position paper. Outlining the position paper. The position paper will address the same topic as the group presentation individually through the submission of a formal academic paper in which you state and support a position in response to the following question: should Florida decrease funding for the University of South Florida? Your position paper should be 750 to 1250 words and include 5 sources. Your instructor will provide directions in regard to the required format and whether you should maintain the same position as your group presentation or support an expanded or alternative position. A position paper is a subgenre within argumentative writing, and they take various forms across disciplines and industries. Our position paper will follow the general format of our presentation. Your instructor may modify or clarify the expectations for the position paper and will provide details on how to format the outline and what to include. The general format practice in our presentation is a good place to start your outline, so begin to build your outline with the format we completed. Number 1, position statement. Number 2, 3 major points of background context, formatted in 3 complete sentences. Number 3, claim and evidence. State the claim and explain how the evidence supports the claim and how the claim supports the position in a paragraph or less using complete sentences. Number 4, claim and evidence. State the claim and explain how the evidence supports the claim and how the claim supports the position in a paragraph or less using complete sentences. Number 5, claim and evidence. State the claim, explain how the evidence supports the claim and how the claim supports the position in a paragraph or less using complete sentences. Number 6, opposition and refutation. State the oppositional claim and refute it with or without source material using complete sentences. In your group presentation, you included the position statement, context, claims, and evidence that would be used by your team in the presentation. For your outline, follow the same format, but use the content that will be included in your position paper. Select the best sources to serve as evidence to support your position and claims. Your practice with locating, reading, and annotating articles will allow you to identify the sources you want to include in your paper and extract the direct source material you want to include and integrate. The time spent working with a group and listening to your peers' presentations allowed you to become familiar with the topic and engage numerous sources. So now you are creating a paper instead of a presentation and working independently instead of with a group. You can make the choices you think will lead to the strongest argument and submission. Standard formatting, including header, pagination, and references, should be included in the outline. All source material that will be used should be formatted with an in-text citation and signal phrases as needed. Again, any sources can be used in your paper, but do not use your peers' annotations from the presentation packet directly. You may include content from your own annotations, which should be included in your personal packet. Your instructor may require or suggest use of a visual element, which may be created using any of the design suggestions from the readings on your presentation. Your instructor will also provide any specific expectations and preferences for the construction and delivery of your position paper, which should be taken into consideration as you prepare your personal packet. The more thought and effort you put into your packet, the better it will work as a step in the construction of the paper, which will likely result in a stronger submission that requires less review and revision. Assignment 6.2. Submit your personal packet, which should include your personal content in the form of an annotated bibliography, a grid, and an outline. Only use content you created and follow any directions provided by your instructor.